guys. We've just sort of lost to Nottingham Forest, but yeah, Nottingham Forest have just beaten Liverpool by a goal to nil, and Liverpool are still yet to win an away game in the Premier League this season. In fact, the only away game we've won in all competitions was against Rangers. We're going to struggle to get top four this season. I think we probably will still get it, but I mean, if you said that at the start of the season, I think that would be met with major disappointment by most Liverpool fans. But let's talk about the game. Liverpool, first off, Liverpool played quite well, just didn't get a goal. Fair enough. They had three solid chances which should have scored, really. Fabio Carvalho had a good chance, which he did well to create for himself. It was a good ball by Harvey Elliott. He took a brilliant touch, but couldn't apply the finish, which he should have done, given how well he'd done to get into the situation he did. He'd done the hard bit, basically. But the big chance in the first half was Virgil van Dijk. I don't have a clue what he's doing. He's tried to head it back across goal when you just got to... It's the goal's right in front of you. Just stick it in the net, for God's sake. That's what I felt like when seeing it. It just, poor decision making. But the main thing in the first half was Nottingham Forest did defend reasonably well. They played four at the back with the three in midfield, and the three in midfield were it was defensive minded. I think that's fair to say. Yates, who else played, Chiarte and Freuler, and they protected the defence well, and it sort of just overcrowded the defensive area for Forest, so allowed Liverpool very little room to play in. And this is a Liverpool team, by the way, that are going to need space because of they haven't got the rhythm with all the players in their team right now. Some of Liverpool's best performers over the past couple of weeks have been Nunez and Thiago. So when you haven't got these players playing, you need to have... You're going to struggle if a team sits back, and when you've just thrown a couple of players into the starting 11 like Curtis Jones and Fabio Carvalho, who haven't been starting games much recently. So that was a problem for Liverpool. There were a few good performers for Liverpool, though, to be fair. James Milner, I thought, played really well. Salah and Firmino both struggled to get into the game, but I think that was more down to Forest defending really well, to be honest. Harvey Elliott played well, I thought, as well, first half especially. Liverpool just couldn't find a way through, and Forest did defend well. Second half, Forest got their goal. They caused a few problems on the counter-attack in the first half, but I don't think I'm too wrong in saying at the time it came a little bit against the run of play. It came from a sloppy error from Joe Gomez on the halfway line, allowing Awoniyi to nick the ball from him. And basically, other than Virgil van Dijk, there was no one left to defend. But a yellow card was the right decision. It definitely wasn't a red card like some people were appealing for. It was still sloppy from Gomez, and the resulting free kick resulted in a goal for Forest. It came from a scruffy finish to start with from Awoniyi, but he got a bit lucky. The ball bounced off the post, fell to him, and he made no mistake second time. But you can't say Liverpool didn't have it coming, because they just weren't at it second half. They came out second half after half time and just a lack of intensity, definitely. The first 10 minutes of the second half, there wasn't much being shown from Liverpool in terms of how they were going to win this game. They made a couple of substitutions after the goal, bringing on Jordan Henderson and Alexander-Arnold, but that didn't make too much difference, to be completely honest. Towards the end of the game, Dean Henderson had a couple of really good saves to make, Especially the header from Virgil van Dijk. That was some save right at the end, and also a good save to stop Alexander-Arnold to the back post as well. So yeah, Dean Henderson definitely had a good game, but there wasn't a single Forest player today, I don't think, who you can say had a bad game. I think they all played really well as a unit, and that's what Steve Cooper would have wanted this season. Sergio Aurier was a player who I thought this might be the way Liverpool eventually break down Forest if they can get Robertson on the overlap and put a cross in. But he defended really well. It's probably one of the best performances defensively I've ever seen from him, because he's quite good going forward, Aurier, but defensively he can be a bit of a mess sometimes. But today he wasn't that at all. He stopped Liverpool from really causing any problems down the left-hand side. Most of Liverpool's threats or like chances came from Milner and Elliott in the first half down the right-hand side. But yeah, it just wasn't good enough from Liverpool, and Liverpool were lucky for it not to be 2-0 in some cases, because Alisson had to make a good save to deny Yates on 2 occasions, and also when Alisson went up for a corner right at the end of the game, Forest literally one of the last kicks of the game hit the post from 30 yards. I think it was Brennan Johnson off the bench who hit the post, really unlucky. It could have been 2-0 on another day. It just needed to go a couple of inches to the left and it would have been 2-0. So yeah, it really wasn't a good performance from Liverpool, but I'm obviously I'm annoyed about it, but I'm not as annoyed as I think I would be usually if we'd lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, because I do feel as though on one hand Forest played very well, defended really well. On the other hand, this was a Liverpool team which had a lot of players who haven't had much game time this season thrown into either the starting 11 or coming off the bench. Oxlade-Chamberlain came off the bench, his first game time in like 6 months or something. And yeah, so it was always going to be difficult for Liverpool. Having said that though, the players who did start for the first time in a while, Fabio Carvalho and Curtis Jones, I didn't think they were too bad. It was just, more than anything today, I think it was just a case of Liverpool wasting their chances. Salah and Firmino couldn't really get involved, but I've said already that that's more down to Forest, them not allowing Liverpool space in the centre of the box very often. Firmino had a couple of half chances which he could have done better with, but nothing much really fell for Salah. Yeah, but it's just one of them. I think these games are going to happen across the season for Liverpool. But yeah, it definitely has a different feeling, this one, to when Liverpool have dropped points to Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brighton, who else? Everton, Arsenal, Man United. This one just feels as though we've just had bad luck in terms of Dean Henderson making a few good saves, and also the injury problem that Liverpool have got at the moment. Like loads of players out: Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, Thiago Alcantara. Who else is there? There's a few others, I'm sure. Joel Matip. Someone else, I'm sure, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. Naby Keita as well. So yeah, Liverpool have got injury problems, but yeah, it's still not great. But I do want to say fair play to Forest, because they've been thrown right in the deep end this season, and this is, I think, their second win of the season. They did get a win against West Ham in their first home game of the season, I believe, and they've had a couple of draws against Everton and Brighton, I think. So yeah, it's not been easy for them at all, and this win should do them a lot of good. And I think Cooper's finally started to work out what his best starting 11 will be. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.